Hey guys, Ryan here. This video is going to be a quick and easy mod tutorial to make the Dogbone D-pad way more precise. So this is an unmodified. It has quite a bit of rattle. And here's a modified. Basically no rattle. So let's get into it. So as most of you guys know, the Dogbone was released with the top loader many years after the original, and it's known for its ergonomic shape and its redesign. So if that's the case, why do most gamers still play on the original? So, well, one of the reasons is that there aren't a lot of these around, so they're more expensive. I wouldn't say that's the main reason. The Dogbone controller has a much looser D-pad compared to the original, and it rattles a lot. So with the original, we can see here that the D-pad is able to provide a much more tactile response, and it's less prone to moving around, and it's just very precise. So people prefer playing on this despite its less ergonomic shape. Now, Displaced Gamers made a really great comparison video, basically comparing everything about these two controllers, not just the D-pad. So I'm going to leave a link to that video in the description. The purpose of this mod is to bring the D-pad's precision and response up to par with the original, allowing more comfort without sacrificing performance. For this mod, you're going to need a screwdriver, a ruler, electrical tape, and a sharp cutting tool. I'm using an X-Acto knife, and yes, I did lose the lid, but you can also use scissors. You first want to disassemble the controller until you're left with these two pieces. We can see here in the D-pad housing that there's really a lot of movement here. There's a lot of excess play, and that's what's contributing to all the wiggling. So we're going to be adding tape around this housing ring, I'll call it, to decrease the tolerance and limit the D-pad from moving around. So this is the size that you're gonna have to cut the tape into. The thickness can be 3/16 of an inch maximum. It should be between that and 2/16. As for the length, I've set it to 4¼ inches. Now this is the hard part. I cut the tape in half just to make it easier, but we're gonna be applying this on the sidewall here. Okay, once the base is stuck, you can use that as a guide, and you want to keep peeling off and on to make sure that the tape is parallel. And I would keep pressing on the bottom like this as you go. So if you did it correctly, it should look something like this. Don't worry about these tiny little overlaps here. That's totally fine, as long as it's actually just flush, as long as it's just stuck to the wall, then that's what you want. And I'll continue now with the other side. ideally just want to have it continue where it ended, because that extra bump could affect this whole thing. So start it where it ended. Okay. Sorry, this is so off camera. So off focus. Now, there is going to be some overlap. I have calculated for that. Oops. Okay, just do a thorough push on all 360 of the tape. Okay, so you can see now why I said don't go over 3/16 of an inch. Because if you did, it would stick out and it would be in contact with the D-pad, and I just don't want to risk anything, and it's just much cleaner this way. So let's test it out. Let's try putting the D-pad in. Okay, goes in without any force, and let's check out the movement. Now this movement is gonna always happen. It's just about how easily that happens. So the overall movement is very low, and this one is not as easy as before. So what I would do here actually is add a little more tape, because there's a specific fit that I want to aim for, and I'll show you here. And then this is how it should fit. The smallest bit of force for it to be level, but it'll pop out instantly. If you add too much tape, it'll just get stuck halfway through and you'll have to really force it. And if you press it down and it's still like that, then it's too tight. It has to be something like this, where you press it and it falls out instantly. So I've updated the length, so you guys should not have to worry about that. But let's assemble it and see what it looks like. Okay, now that it's assembled, let's see how it is. All that wiggling is just gone now. It's much more precise. Now, if you have a worn out or a mushy D-pad, this mod isn't going to solve that. It's only going to help with the stability. What I recommend, and what I did for this controller, is I bought replacement pads from Hoskinson Industries. Now, they are a bit on the pricier side, but they're the only store that sells replacement parts for these. And it just totally transformed my controller. I highly recommend getting a set of replacement pads alongside doing this mod, because that's how you truly get the best Dogbone controller. But other than that, I hope you found this video helpful. Feel free to leave any questions in the comments. All right, take care.